Welcome to Around San Diego. So glad to have you with me. I'm CBS 8's Jenny Day. I'll get you caught up on a week's worth of news and look ahead in just 30 minutes. We began with a statewide campaign that kicked off on Tuesday to raise awareness about extreme heat. The website, called heatreadyca.com, helps people find cooling centers in their area. As our Morgan Reiner tells us, the site also has tips on how to stay hydrated and healthy.
It's a 2-year, $20 million campaign focused on groups of people at the highest risk, like individuals with disabilities or those 65 and older.
One of the first things Sherry Raisler noticed when she visited the state's new website:
good color contrast as well.
Raisler is the executive director of the Society for the Blind. She says people with disabilities are disproportionately impacted by extreme heat.
People who are blind and low vision, they're going to need to rely on most likely public transportation or a ride service. And again, oftentimes you're waiting outside for those rides. And so it can become very dangerous. A lot of the bus stops aren't covered with shade-producing cover.
The website helps people create an emergency plan and locate resources in their area. But the campaign as a whole does more, including partnering with 100 organizations across the state to go out into the vulnerable communities and better prepare them.
I think anytime there is an extreme weather event, there is absolutely that risk that people are going to be so unsafe outdoors that they end up dying, whether that's from dehydration or heat exhaustion and not being able to get anywhere to where they can cool down or get hydrated again.
Angela Hassel with the Homeless Services Organization says outreach is crucial because many don't have access to the internet.
Any awareness that we can raise around the way that this type of weather affects folks is going to have a positive impact. I think sometimes things like information about the cooling centers and when they come online, sometimes our guests are the folks that are the last to hear about it because they don't have access to all of that technology.
Right now, there are websites in both English and Spanish. There will soon be more in Asian languages.
That's our Morgan Reiner there reporting. So we are going to be heating up all week, and one nonprofit in the South Bay says it's helping unsheltered people keep cool. Community Through Hope in Chula Vista set up a shaded area in their parking lot just this week with industrial-sized fans to cool people down. They're also giving out water bottles, ice packs, sunscreen, and have mobile showers for people to use.
Oh my God, these people are beautiful, man. They make our lives much better. They treat us with a lot of respect, and we all love coming in.
Oh, I love that gratitude. So yeah, Community Through Hope has been operating on C Street for 5 years, regularly helping those in need. Yeah, right now San Diego is bracing for the burn. So all this week we are bringing you stories to help you and your family prepare for wildfires. Today we introduce you to a Scripps Ranch mom who lost her house in the Cedar Fire. Now she gladly shares the lessons she learned the hard way with the hope that you'll be better prepared if flames head toward your home. CBS 8's Steve Price has her story.
This year marks the 20th anniversary of the Cedar Fire, but many people living here in Scripps Ranch still clearly remember that terrifying orange glow coming over this hillside as flames raced toward their homes. They had just minutes to pack up and leave.
That is not a sunrise, that is the Cedar Fire coming over the hill at about 60 miles an hour towards our homes.
There's no longer any more time to grab a position.
It was very fast.
When Karen Remus was finally allowed back into her neighborhood, she returned home to this.
Ashes and debris and just, the air was just super thick, even 2 days later.
She lost nearly all of her possessions, but what she gained from this devastating event is knowledge that she gladly shares to make sure you are more prepared for a fire than she was.
You gotta go. You got about 2 minutes to get out of here. 2 minutes.
Karen says that order to evacuate is stressful. Your mind racing. You may think you know what to grab, but there are important things you'll forget. So tip number 1 is to make a list now while you can calmly think about it. Actually, 3 lists.
What would you take if you've got 10 minutes, 30 minutes, and 1 hour and beyond?
That 10-minute list should include things like medication, hard to replace items like keys to cars or a safe deposit box, important documents, and sentimental items.
Number one, by unanimous consent of our entire family, is the urn containing our beloved dog's ashes. And everybody was just like, that's number one on the list, and it's a sentimental item.
If you have a pet, add a carrier, leash, and bowls to your list. Got 30 minutes? Grab cell phone chargers, clothes for a couple days, expensive jewelry, or other valuables. Karen says keep that list in your cell phone so you can quickly find it and distribute it to family members.
You always think you're going to be the person home when this happens. You might not be. It might be an adult child. It might be, a spouse. It might be somebody else.
Karen also strongly recommends videotaping the contents of your home. Open drawers and shelves, clothes closets, shoe racks. You'll have to inventory all this stuff if you have a total loss, and the video will make that a lot easier. And don't forget about patio furniture, playground equipment, all those little extras that make your house a home.
Take a video of the house, the structure, your landscaping. Those are other portions of your insurance claim, depending on the extent of the loss.
Karen also says to take a close look at your insurance coverage. She bought her house in June, and it burned down just 4 months later. Yet somehow she was extremely underinsured.
Nobody should have been better insured than us, and we were underinsured by $100,000.
Karen's final tips: sign up on the county's website for the Alert San Diego program, which calls and emails residents if they're being impacted by an emergency or disaster, and visit the nonprofit site United Policyholders for helpful documents. Karen sees all that dry brush around the county, and she's concerned that we could have a devastating fire season. So she hopes you'll spend a few hours a week now preparing for the worst to save you years of frustration later.
Just any steps you can take right now to ease that burden, should it happen, which we all hope and pray it does not, really can come back to assist you.
In Scripps Ranch, Steve Price, CBS 8.
Yeah, far too many San Diegans have a similar story, so it really is such good advice. So we are bringing you stories to help you and your family prepare for wildfires all week. Defensible space around your home is a top priority, especially areas of high risk for wildfires. So in this Verify report, CBS 8's Brian White shows us which types of plants are safe around the home and which ones run a greater risk of catching fire.
With fire season upon us, viewers want to know which plants are fire safe in the yard around the house and which ones are not. So let's verify. Which types of plants are fire resistant? My sources are the Fire Safe Council of San Diego County and Tiger Palafox, plant expert and manager at Mission Hills Nursery.
Having that gap of fire safe plants helps because it stops the spread of the fire.
According to the Fire Safe Council of San Diego County, one of the best native plants for defensible space is the ceanothus, commonly called the California lilac.
This plant has green foliage, very watery filled stems, self-cleaning, not a lot of debris underneath it.
Another fire-safe plant on the list is the yarrow.
They spread, they're low-growing, very clean, not a lot of debris under them. So this acts like a good ground cover, but at the same time is very pretty while doing it.
And rounding out the top three is the manzanita.
Manzanitas are very hardwood plants, which means that it's very difficult for them to catch fire initially, but they do hold a lot of water in their foliage at the same time. So if a fire comes through, it's going to slow it down tremendously.
So we can verify that ceanothus, yarrow, and manzanita are fire-resistant plants. But what kinds are more prone than others to catching fire?
Juniper, very good. You see it, you think it's evergreen, low growing. You think it would act as a really good fire break. But at the same time, junipers have a lot of oils in them and that can catch fire. This is rosemary. Wonderful fragrance, wonderful blue flower, great to use as an herb, but at the same time has oils in it that are very flammable.
And rounding out the list is a tree native to Australia, the eucalyptus.
Number one, the oil in them catches fire and actually creates an explosion. So the plants begin to pop and they begin to crack and explode, which then sends embers all over the place. The fire will climb the tree, and then as it's climbing the tree, it acts as dynamite and actually explodes.
So we can verify that junipers, rosemary, and eucalyptus are not safe around your home when it comes to resisting fires. With your Verify, I'm Brian White for CBS 8.
More good info, Brian. Thank you. Well, former San Diego Mayor Kevin Faulconer says he's running for the County Board of Supervisors. Faulconer announced on Twitter Tuesday morning that he will challenge District 3 Supervisor Tara Lawson-Remer for her seat in the next year. The district covers much of the county's coast, including Ocean Beach, Pacific Beach, La Jolla, Del Mar, Solana Beach, Encinitas, and Carlsbad. Faulconer is taking aim at homelessness as an issue, citing his record as mayor for the city of San Diego, saying he made significant progress reducing homelessness during his time in office. Meantime, potholes have been plaguing our roads for months, but can you guess which zip code in San Diego County has the most reported potholes? A new study reveals which part of San Diego has the most and where different neighborhoods rank. CBS 8's Ariana Cohen has details of the study and explains what you can do to get potholes near you repaired.
A new study ranks the average number of potholes across communities in San Diego, and Mira Mesa comes out on top. A study of potholes in San Diego by Sellmax.com, a car buying service, reveals where drivers are most affected. They conduct an analysis through repair requests through the city's Get It Done app. This year, the zip codes with the highest number of potholes reported were Mira Mesa, Kearny Mesa, and Claremont Mesa. Mira Mesa drivers reported 1,962 potholes in 2023 alone, something that doesn't surprise the people I talked to today.
It's just ridiculous. It's like going like this. You get picked up for driving drunk because you're trying to miss all the potholes, you know what I mean? What are you driving like that, sir? Well, it's Mira Mesa, sir, you should know.
Oh my God, it's a mess. It's horrible driving up and down on these roads. It's terrible on your tires. And it's just atrocious. It doesn't even need to be like this.
La Jolla and Pacific Beach round off the top 5 list, all with reports of more than 1,000 potholes. Rancho Santa Fe ranks the lowest with only 1 pothole reported.
The nice housing, they're getting a brand new one already.
If a vehicle sustains pothole damage, Sellmax.com data shows it will cost an average of $600 to repair it.
My niece's car was damaged. I'm estimating anywhere between probably $2,000 to $5,000 because it ripped out the fuel pump and everything under the bottom is just completely gone.
AAA data reveals a staggering $26.5 billion spent by drivers in 2021 to repair pothole damage to their vehicles. The city tells CBS 8 in part, quote, geographic differences in pothole reporting depend on a variety of factors. This is a snapshot in time and does not indicate trends.
Hopefully we could clean it up and fix it up and make the roads more safer for everybody else.
To report a pothole and request repairs, we've provided a link at CBS8.com under the Working for You section. Reporting from Mira Mesa, I'm Ariana Cohen for CBS 8.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Ariana. Well, meantime, San Diego police need the public's help in finding a man who they say slashed a portion of a woman's scalp. They say the man had a sword and attacked a 63-year-old woman at random. It happened right around 1:30 Tuesday morning at Jeremy Henwood Park. We don't have a detailed description of the attacker at this point, but we're told he's a tall and thin black man in his 30s wearing jeans and carrying a sword. Anyone with information is asked to call police. And a man who intentionally hit a San Diego motorcycle officer with a car has been sentenced to 53 years to life in state prison. Moses Correa was found guilty of assault with a deadly weapon on a peace officer. Prosecutors say he reversed his car into Officer Christopher Pate in Mira Mesa back in July of 2021, leaving Pate pinned underneath his motorcycle. Correa was also found guilty of 2 robberies just a few days before that. Well, a man from Oceanside is on a mission to help save lives as the fentanyl crisis just keeps getting worse. Deaths from fentanyl overdoses have increased nearly tenfold here in San Diego County just since 2018. CBS 8's Shannon Handy is in Oceanside getting a firsthand look at how one man is trying to help.
Nearly every single day, you'll find Nate Smitty somewhere in San Diego County passing out life-saving supplies.
5 days a week, sometimes it's multiple times a day.
Today, we followed him to Oceanside, where he set up a table at a homeless outreach event. On it, CPR face shields, fentanyl test strips, and Narcan, a drug used to revive someone following an overdose.
You stick the tip in the nose, you press the plunger.
While there, we watched as people took what they wanted, no questions asked.
Say I'm doing like cocaine or meth or something like that, and I want to see if Fetty's in there. Yeah, take one, yeah, take it. They know that I don't judge them, I'm just here for them. Like, I just take them as they are. That builds a relationship and a bond, and they trust me. And then whenever they get to that spot, they come to me or whoever it may be when they're ready to take that next step.
Nate, who goes by Narcan Nate on Instagram, is passionate about what he does, often advocating for treatment instead of punitive measures.
We have decades of data showing that these sites work.
As a former user and drug dealer himself, he says he understands the importance of meeting people where they're at, telling me he's not enabling them, he's helping save their lives.
This is what gets people the help that they need when they want it. And it also saves us money in our approach with dealing with public health.
Nate does this type of work through a local nonprofit called A New Path, the county's chief distributor of naloxone and Narcan. Their goal is to not only prevent deaths, but also educate the public on the dangers of fentanyl and other opioids. They've got their work cut out for them. From July of last year through June 2023, Customs and Border Patrol agents have confiscated 7,755 pounds of fentanyl along the San Diego-Mexico border, nearly 1,000 more pounds than the previous fiscal year. Accidental deaths from fentanyl are also on the rise, going from 86 in 2018 to 802 in 2021 in San Diego County alone. For Nate, those numbers are personal, as many of his closest friends have died from an overdose. It's why he feels this type of work is so important, saying while it won't combat the fentanyl crisis overnight, it's a start.
It's a part of the solution, but it's not the silver bullet. Policy is what's going to change what's going on.
If you'd like to learn more about A New Path or where they'll be next, just log on to our website, CBS8.com, and click on this story. From Oceanside, I'm Shanna Handy for CBS 8.
Drop the charges, drop the charges.
So right now, dozens are calling for the drop of charges against 3 UC San Diego student workers. They were arrested and now face felony charges. A large crowd was outside the Central Courthouse on Monday. The 3 student workers protested back in May outside of UCSD's new marine conservation facility. They're accused of writing, quote, fair wages in sidewalk chalk outside of the marine conservation building. The workers say the university isn't honoring their new contract.
2 felony charges for writing with sidewalk chalk on campus. That is not rational behavior. That is an abuse of power. That's intimidation, and it's designed to silence us and scare us.
In a statement, campus police say the vandalism caused permanent damage costing up to $12,000. The 3 student workers were supposed to be arraigned on Monday, but the DA's office says that police didn't file the necessary paperwork, so that arraignment has not yet happened. Well, the danger of wildfires once again is ramping up. We see more brush fires around the state every year. The group Alert California now has an easy way that you can help alert crews to those fires before they grow into wildfires. CBS 8's Sean Stiles shows us how the program works in this Earth 8 report.
There is no such thing as wildfire season in California. It is year-round, and after the huge rains this winter, chaparral like this in forests are ready to explode. That's why Alert California is so important, and the equipment built for it right here in San Diego at UCSD.
We have 1,032 cameras out there. So now we're able to make our network perfect.
Neil Driscoll is a professor of geology and geophysics at UCSD. He, along with his 30-plus member team, have made the equipment for Alert California happen.
We want to confirm ignition right away so that we can fight fire in the incipient phase. We can have the dispatcher have his eyes on the fire, make decisions, scale resources up or down.
Because in the early phase of fighting wildfires, seconds matters.
Fires double like in every 45 seconds in windy, dry conditions. Time is imminent to get on these fires. Every fire starts small. We want to be there when they're small.
The equipment that's making this possible is built by Driscoll's team at UCSD.
Our engineers have built these boxes, and basically what this box is, it's weatherproof. Okay. It sits out in the field, and we're able to monitor it and touch base with it. We can constantly interact with the box.
The monitoring stations are placed on high points across the state and have visibility range of 70 miles during the day and up to 120 miles at night.
We have over 150 neighbors that work with us, supporters. We've built the village.
And Alert California would like citizen scientists to join in.
We'd like the public to get on it now and be comfortable with the platform.
Neil says the more eyes on the fire, the safer we all are. They're also using AI to help.
We're pumping petabytes of data into our AI.
There are safety measures to keep the system non-invasive.
We're very cognizant of privacy. So
I can see that.
So we block out any structures, so you don't have to worry about privacy.
If you do spot something, sharing what you're looking at is as easy as sending a text.
I can copy the URL and send it to you so you're looking at the same cameras I'm looking at during an incident.
And the environmental impact is extremely small.
After peak fire season, they go away. There's my cameras, there's my microwave, there's my solar panels and my box. The box that was built right here.
Driscoll believes by sharing the information gathered on the platform, our state will be safer.
This is bigger than any one of us. We're in extreme climate, okay? And it's not gonna go away. We really need to buckle down and work together.
The more eyes, the better when it comes to wildfire. That's why Alert California is encouraging citizen scientists. We'll have a link to them at cbs8.com. Sean Stiles, Earth 8.
So important and truly grateful for the work that they're doing. We can all do our part. Sean, thanks. Well, 2 orphaned bear cubs are getting the care that they need after being reunited at the San Diego Humane Society's Ramona Wildlife Center. Sadly, their mother died and the 2 cubs were found near her body in the San Bernardino National Forest. The cubs are just 5 months old and too young to survive on their own, so they were tracked. The first was rescued on the 4th of July. The second was taken in just 3 days later. The staff says the cubs were happy to see each other and started vocalizing and rebonding immediately. They'll eventually be returned to the wild. Well, the San Diego Veterans Parade will be returning this year after the annual event went on a 3-year hiatus during the pandemic. The USS Midway, the city, as well as San Diego County are all coming together to put on this event, which aims to be the biggest Veterans Day parade on the entire West Coast. There will, of course, be the floats and the bands, but it will also honor the sacrifices our veterans make every day.
But also look around your community, and you'll see them quietly filling critical roles in the service of others as they all continue to serve. All of these veterans that I come in contact with every day inspire me. I'm so proud of the team that we've assembled here to lead this Veterans Day parade.
Yeah, nice to share that good news with you. So the parade will be held at the waterfront downtown on November 12th. You can find more information on our website, cbs8.com. Well, one of the oldest Black-owned buildings in San Diego needs your help. The Clementine McDuff Elks Lodge 598 has been in the community since 1925. The building is more than 100 years old. And as CBS 8's Kirsten Holmes found out, there's already a movement to restore the space. But again, they do need your help.
When you walk in the building, you can almost feel the rich history and all of the love that went into making this Elks Lodge the pride of place for San Diego. Etta James performed here. So did Nat King Cole and Billie Holiday. The owners say they want to return it back to its glory days for this and the next generation.
It was the center of Black entertainment.
Daniel Davis is a trustee on the board and a treasurer for the Clementine McDuff Elks Lodge 598.
We were considered #1 on the chitlin circuit.
You could get on the dance floor and you didn't have to move because so many was on the floor.
Simi Collins, chairman of the trustee board and the financial secretary, says the Elks and their building here on Hensley have a long history of serving and entertaining, and they want to leave a thriving legacy.
We're getting old and we're not replenishing.
No organization is going to succeed without a freshman class.
We're at Oya Art Gallery and Boutique here in the historic Elks Lodge in Logan Heights.
And that's where Kimberly Phillips P comes in.
There were slot machines from wall to wall on this side, and then on that side there are two 50 to 60-year-old poker tables that are still here.
She's been volunteering for the Elks Lodge to help bring the building and the group back into the spotlight. Kim says it's a time for fresh faces, ideas, and a fresh future while there's still a chance.
We can't allow them to do all the work, and we can't expect them to take care of it because they need our help.
And that's where you come in, if you're willing to lend a hand.
It's fully paid for, so there's no rent or mortgage due on the building. With 100 years, the pipes are also 100 years old, and so anytime there's an issue, they have fronted the bills.
Simi and Daniels say they're seniors looking for the next freshman class to come in and take the lead.
Hey, this is ours, and we want to cherish it.
The few of us diehards is not going to let it die.
Kirsten Holmes, CBS 8.
Kirsten, thanks. Well, we are celebrating Pride Month in San Diego by highlighting some LGBTQ-owned businesses as well. Right now, we're featuring Uptown Tavern. The bar has been open to the community for more than 10 years. The co-owner tells us what you can expect on a Friday night.
You can expect this place to be extremely lively, a great group of people from all walks of life, from all over San Diego. Anybody that wants to come here is welcome.
Yeah, they have $7 drinks from 4 to 6 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday. The tavern is at 1236 University Avenue right there in Hillcrest.
You're the man. Oh, hey, honey. Nice to see you.
Love this one. A Vista man and his wife have been reunited with the first responders who helped save his life. That man, David Mills, is alive and well today after suffering cardiac arrest back in April. Him and his wife were sleeping in their home when she noticed David was breathing strangely. That's when she realized that he wouldn't wake up. The family called 911 and David had gone into cardiac arrest. His wife started mouth to mouth and their grandson started chest compressions with the help of dispatch until Vista Fire Rescue showed up. In total, David went through 70 minutes in and out of hospital CPR.
70 minutes, you know, that's a long time, and they just didn't give up. They just kept it going, and it was really important for us to be here to let them know how much we really want the community to understand how important bystander CPR is.
Yeah, let that be a lesson to all of us. Don't give up. It can work and does work. So Mills was taken to the hospital and eventually went home 20 days later. If you'd like to learn CPR yourself, you can find out more information on CBS8.com. Well, reimagining an icon originally built in 1946, San Diego's historic Lafayette Hotel and Club reopened just earlier this week after a $31 million transformation. Our Brian White headed to North Park for a sneak peek ahead of the grand reopening.
That's right, I'm in the lobby of the beautiful and historic Lafayette Hotel and Club after it's gone through major renovations. So let's take a tour.
Beautiful hotel. I can't wait to go inside and see it.
The long-awaited unveiling by CH Projects, which owns the hotel, breathing new life into an old treasure.
This is the hotel lobby here. It's actually been pretty much restored from top to bottom. Very sort of high-end design. You're going to see a lot of textures, colors, and patterns all throughout the space. The idea is that this space is going to be open to the community for people to just congregate, have drinks, maybe morning coffee. I mean, the idea really is to bring people together. So this is our cafe bar. This is actually a place where you can actually get espresso martinis, cold brew in the morning on your way to work. So this space is kind of the epic center of the hotel. Again, it's a lobby bar. I mean, take a look at this place. It's beautiful. I mean, we work with hundreds of artists from every single detail that you see, from the wall mural to the lampshades to the design of the bar itself. All of these were a labor of love from artists all around the world, and we're really proud of how it came out. This pool has been here since the opening, and it was actually designed by Johnny Weissmuller. Again, it's an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Again, we have 34 rooms that sort of skirt the pool, so give you direct access with a private patio. I mean, this is really where all the magic and fun happens here at the Lafayette. So you're now in one of our premium room types, the poolside room. Again, as you can kind of see, again, design was everything here as well. The custom bed linens to the wallpapering, all of them actually come with a curated mini bar with over 40 selections for spirits and actually recipes to make your own drink here in your guest room, and some really cool snacks to be able to accompany those as well.
And to top it all off, they even have a Victorian-style bowling alley. Guest rooms here start at $2.99 and the poolside rooms start at $3.99. I'm Brian White for CBS 8.
Oh, so cute. I love it. Brian, thank you. Well, people who live here in San Diego and all of our visitors can now enjoy free rides at Pacific Beach this summer on the new Beach Bug. Mayor Todd Gloria, along with Sandag, launched the neighborhood electric vehicle pilot program. The Beach Bug Shuttle wants to make it easier for people to get around PB without having to worry about parking. The route connects PB to the blue trolley line at the Balboa Transit Station. The shuttle service is free for everyone for the next 3 months. After that, you can buy a day pass for $2.50. As always, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for staying informed. Be sure to join me each week as I take you around San Diego. For CBS 8, I'm Jenny Day. Take good care.